Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Ernie C, the Gap Tooth Genius, and this is going to be episode 82 of the S.T.S Podcast, and I'm really happy to have the Highland Boys basketball staff. The guys behind the scenes were in here. Really glad to have you guys on. Got Bryce Dials, Chad Dials, and Robert Valdez. How you guys doing today?
Good, man.
Doing good.
Good.
I'm happy to have you guys on, man. It's been an honor to work with you guys so far. I know Bryce and Chad haven't been, you're going to be coming soon, but with Valdez, I've been there, the last couple of weeks. The Dials family's been with Highland a few years now. Chad, do you want to just start this off and tell your background with Highland and how you guys started coaching?
Yeah, sure. About 6 years ago, I started coaching football at Highland, and a couple years after that, my nephew was playing basketball, and I went out and watched a game, and I was like, man, this is tough to watch. So I asked the coach, would you like a little bit of help? And he said, man, I'd love some help. And next thing you know, I think it was 2 games of helping him, and then he never showed up again. And I ended up being the head freshman coach, and we won league that year. And then it progressed from there. And then the next year I was freshman coach. And then the last couple of years I've been on the varsity staff. So it's funny how things work out.
It's crazy, right? It's a journey. How about you, Bryce? What's been your journey here at Highland?
So I graduated from Highland in 2018. After that, I took a year off from coaching. I coached some youth sports, not associated with any high schools. And then from there, I started coaching football. And on a football trip for coaching, I asked Coach Smith, hey, do you think I can help out with basketball? Got on with the freshman team, and then me and Coach Valdez basically just had a pretty successful season, and now we're here waiting for the next one.
Definitely, bro. And Coach Valdez, can you give us a little background on your coaching experience?
Well, I'm also a Highland alumni, but way back in 2012, so it's been a while. Went to Highland for a couple of years. I did help out with the freshman team about, I think it was like maybe 2014, just as an assistant. And then since then, just finished school and did coach the younger ones for a little bit, but then just same thing with Bryce. Got hired on in Highland 2 years ago or last year. And we coached the freshman team. We're both pretty kind of new to that. We've been involved in sports, but, and I've played basketball my whole life. But as far as that level is kind of different, that age group. But we had a good season. It was good. So here we are.
I think with myself, I just started at Highland. I was at the Hill for a long time, about 5 years. And me and Smith have been talking about this move for a couple of years now. But I'm just, I was kind of just loyal to that program. And just when the opportunity arises to come work at Highland, which is really different. That's kind of been like the coolest thing about this whole transition, being on campus and seeing the guys. And this, Valdez, just being around with the guys now and just seeing them on campus and keeping an eye on them. Whole different level of coaching. It's like you're coaching outside of basketball now. So it's been really I know the season's kind of compressed, but it's been really interesting, man. Just kind of learn from you guys and kind of see where I fit in. I'm still observing. You guys see I observe a lot. I'm trying to learn how Smith wants things done, or how Romero. Shout out to Nick Romero too. How everybody kind of wants things done. So it's been real interesting. I'm really happy to be here, man. With the season that's upon us, gentlemen, we gotta, it's a COVID season, but I think we only have like 6, 7, 8 games. What are the expectations you have? And it could be for all three of you guys. What are the expectations we have this year for our kids?
Well, I think, go ahead, I'll go first. I don't know, just being there every day, you kind of see it. It's just, I think the effort that we're seeing is really what I want to see from the kids, is just the effort, because, we lost a lot of sports last season. A lot of kids lost sports, not necessarily basketball. We kind of were able to finish out, but, we missed the preseason. We missed our summer leagues. We missed a lot of those things. And we could lose the season at any moment. So really, I just want to see, that they wanted the effort, play like this is the last day, because at any given day could be our last day. So really just that kind of wake up call of kind of realizing, not taking it for granted, is my main focus this year, really.
That, and I'd say progression, right? I mean, we want to see the kids progress. The reality is, as sad as it is, the seniors, this is it for them. There's 8 games left, and potentially 8 games left in their senior year. But the progression of the younger kids is key, in them understanding what we're doing and buying into what we're doing every single day, and then putting that effort out and challenging those older kids in the process of that. and showing them that, hey, this is how you have to be able to play, the physicality of the varsity level. This is how you have to be able to play, and seeing the younger kids do that day in and day out. That's kind of what I think is going to be the biggest opportunity for us.
Yeah, honestly, this season, there's nothing really to win. So most of it is just the seniors having one last go at it, getting our younger kids ready for the next season, and kind of just having some fun out there.
I think it's kind of like I get to see what we have a glimpse of the next couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've learned too, like the last couple of years coaching, you have to look at the game. What's going to happen in 2 years? What are we going to have in 3 years? And I see some young guns out there like, oh, if once he grows into himself, or they grow into themselves, and they start getting the system that we have, I think the sky's the limit for the next couple of years at Highland. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen. Again, yes, I do want my seniors to shine. I want them to get that moment, their last couple of games, just to, I hope they ball out like it's their last game, like Valdez said, but it really gives me a glimpse of what's going to be the next couple of years of Highland. And I'm sure, and Valdez sees it every day. There's some young gunners out there that really, once they start growing to the bar, once they have a complete season to grow, I think we could do so much with these guys. I think the future is really bright.
Yeah, it's really nice to have those kids that, Highland always has a couple of them, but having multiple students, and there's more of them out there that just didn't even make it out there this year. Those young students that basketball is their main sport. Like, that's the thing that they play. And seeing the height out there, that's something we've been lacking out there too. But we got some good height, and they can move, and it's like, it's exciting. So
really exciting, man.
And you can't teach height.
Taking care of, like, even with our kid Diego, I think he could, once he starts learning how to use his size, he could take up so much space on the floor, offensive and defensive. I think we're going to need that. I think he's only a freshman too.
Okay.
I was going to ask you guys that it doesn't. I'm excited to see all the kids play, of course, but what kids are really catch your eye? Like, I want to see what he could do over the next 8 games. I think that's really a Valdez question.
I'm impartial to the freshman kids I had last year. I want to see them grow into a better basketball player. That's just because that was my first group of kids. So I look forward to seeing what they can do in the next few years. I also look forward to those JV kids kind of having a redemption season. They had a little bit of an off year last year, and hopefully they can get back to it.
There's some freshmen that I'm really looking forward to seeing their growth. I want to see what they look like game 1 to the last game. I've seen a couple freshmen throughout the years, and I think we have some of the best freshmen I've ever seen. They're still raw, of course, but you can see the potential there. Big shout out to my guy Lance. Lance is someone, I think the first day we seen him at open tryouts on Blacktop, I was like, okay, I like this kid.
Yeah, I think we all did. I think we were all like, who is the guy?
I didn't know he was playing ball since 3rd grade. He just kind of landed in our lap. I think he's going to do something. He could be really special for us in 3-4 years. Once he hits that senior year, man, sky's the limit for that kid. I'm really excited to see what Lance could do.
Yeah.
I agree. I think it'll be interesting to see the steps like Ivan's taken, from last year to this year. I mean, the kid's a baller, so seeing what he can, that level of progression that he's taken, and we have him for 2 more years, and hopefully, knock on wood, that this upcoming season, not this shortened season, but the actual winter season of 2021, 2022, we'll get a full season, and the kids will have an opportunity to really demonstrate what they can do through 20 to 30 games, playing in tournaments, with their back against the wall, and fighting out of that. That's the goal for us, and Ivan's one of those kids that I really look forward to having the next 2 years.
Definitely. I like seeing guys like Manny give advice to Ivan, and give advice to Zach, give advice to Lance. It's cool to see. I love seeing our senior guys really pass the baton a little bit to our young guys. Like, this is where you got to be. I see Manny do that with Lance today, just hyping Lance up, giving Lance that confidence, because Lance is a shy. Most of our freshman kids are shy. Most of our guys are really timid. But to see, Manny telling, like, yeah, you need to do that, it's really cool to see just him teaching them, just passing that torch, because, that's what we need. I think that's leadership. That's what leadership is. And I think, shout out to Manny. I really I'm impressed with that too, man. I really like that. That's something that Smith really loves so far that I see, and Manny does that. All of our seniors do that, of course, but just the little things I've seen today, I love seeing that.
That was honestly, that was one of the biggest things in having a conversation of whether or not this season was going to happen for us. And the senior kids, every single one of them, they basically said, hey, if nothing else, we want to be out there at practice and help these younger kids grow. Even if that means we don't get a season, we still want to be out there and help these young kids grow. So that was really cool to hear that. And then the fact that it's actually happening is it's awesome. And it really speaks volumes to what we're trying to do in this program and where we're trying to drive this program to. So that's great that other folks like yourself, Ernie, being new to the program, seeing that firsthand and then telling us about it. It's awesome, because that's what we have been trying to get, going for the last few years.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see the adversity, how they handle it too, because how we're talking about the younger guys. I mean, I think a lot of them, they're still timid because they haven't quite taken that role with this short season. But I think once that season starts, I'm really curious to see like how much they step up and really just start to fill those shoes and dealing with the leadership roles, because moving forward, that's what we're going to need, because we're going to be a young team from here on out. It's going to be a really young team. We'll have a few seniors, of course, but, it's going to be a young team next year, which is good.
I think it's going to be great, man. I think when we all have never been in this situation before. We're like Chad said, we're used to a 35-game season. We're going to tournaments. We're going to camps all summer. So and this has been eye-opening too. I'm like, damn, we only have what, 2-3 weeks to just get prepared for a game and we only have 8. Like how are we supposed to instill everything that we want to instill, And it's been really difficult. I'm sure all the coaches on here who are going to be on are going to say the same thing, echo that at least. It's been really challenging and really unique, and it's kind of, what do we focus on, So I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be real. I want to see them overcome adversity. I want to see them. I want to see what their backs against the wall. I really want to see that. So with Coach Smith, I know he wanted us to kind of just be on by ourselves. He wanted to get his staff to shine. How do you guys feel about, Coach Smith and what he's, the opportunities that he gives us as coaches? He kind of lets us have our vision too. I think that's really important. That's what I love being at Highland. I think Coach, he takes whatever we give him, whatever, he always asking for advice. He's always asking for, what do you think? Our input. How important is that for our program?
It's critical. The ability to take feedback and criticism, constructive criticism, especially as a head coach, really it sets the tone for the entire program, because the expectation is the same across all levels, that we're all there for one reason. And that's we want to win ball games, but we're all there to develop these young men on and off the court and teach them how to play a basketball game, and play it to the level that we expect, which will later in life drive them to be more successful adults. So by Smith taking, all of our feedback, our suggestions, our ideas, and Coach Smith and I talk all the time. We talk till like 11 o'clock at night, most nights, going over stuff. And he's always open to ideas, schemes, or even like leadership stuff. And I think that kind of mentality from a top-down approach, drives bottom-up results for us.
How do you feel about this?
Yeah, I think just being new here too, because this is my second year now at the program. It's really nice to see just the community that we built. Really they started building, and now that we're building kind of together. Because, he always says it, like a lot of schools you go and they can't name like who's on the freshman team. Maybe they see a couple good kids they want to bring up, or hey, they should be on JV, and they kind of make comments like that. But from top to bottom, he knows everybody, and we all know everybody. It's not just Smith. It's kind of pushing that on us too. We all know kind of everybody in the program. We stay at all the games. We kind of get involved with everything. And just as being as a new teacher, and obviously all teachers care about it, but the students are so important to me. So seeing that, how he does that with the community, and the things that, Dials is always putting his time in and doing, and helping us with Jackson with the 100 kids he's got, and still trying to find a way to be on the court with us too. It's like just a great group of people we have here, and it's just everyone is willing to kind of do whatever it takes. And, it's just good, win or lose. It's a good, just a good community to be around. So
How do you feel, Bryce?
I mean,
Within his style that really benefits our program.
yeah, it helps. If you can have coaches that are there to help. Here's the thing: if you have coaches on your staff and they can't coach, why are they there? So realistically, him letting us help him with excess like practices and those kinds of things, they're going to help us grow as coaches, and on top of that, it's going to help the program.
And hold on, real fast, y'all. We got another staff online. We got Tony Varela. Tony, what's up, man?
What it be, yo?
And he's all fitted up after practice.
Yeah.
I like it, Tony. I like it.
Nah, man. T-shirt and a Raider cap. That's all we need, dog.
That was the first problem.
Nah, ain't no problems there, my man. Ain't no problems there. You know this.
Tony was putting in the work today. I like it, Tony. I like it.
Man, those 2 minutes that I put in my best in 2 minutes, bro. That was it.
Tony, let's we'll just go back real fast. Tony, can you tell us your background, how you got to Highland High and into the basketball program?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm trying to do the tour of the East Side. I've been at Foothill, Miramonte, Highland. Now I need to get to East High, I guess, in order for me to fulfill my journey of the East Side. But anyways, back to reality, I should say. Let's see. I've been teaching for about 22 years. Not just in the Kern High School District, but also Delano and out of Tulare County at Rich Grove. But I got my coaching experience back in 1993. I was coaching over at West High School. I was coaching what they called the reserve basketball team. That's like the old freshman basketball team, but we only played like on Saturdays. We all the schools got together at one gym and we played against each other like a round robin game. But anyways, but then I started coaching football at good old South High back in 1996 with Chris Allen was the guy that first gave me my shot coaching football. I coached with the legendary Steve Falk and Steve Strauss and John Wren. May they all rest in peace, man. Good men, good solid men, man. That's all I got to say. Good solid men, show lots of love for the community, lots of love for their kids there and so forth. Then I went over to Delano, coached at Delano. Back in 1998, 99. Then I came into the Kern High School District about 2000 and started coaching over at Foothill. I'm not kind of giving you a crazy bio, but anyways, from 2000 to 2007, I was at Foothill. And in 2008, I went over to I became the first sucker to become the head football coach over at Miramonte. But before I left Foothill, I actually not only was I coaching football, but I was also coaching basketball. And in 2007, but I think that season, they needed a head varsity basketball coach. So I said, they looked around, they said, "Oh, there you are, sucker. I mean, Tony, come on in. We need you to take this gig over." And so it was a great experience. I really enjoyed it. I have lots of love for Foothill. But anyways, went over to Miramonte, coached football there, went over to coach at Centennial, I coached at Frontier. And, some of the guys that I've been coaching with for a while, like Mike Gutierrez, George Moreno, and Arnaldo Cueto, and our boy Scott Smithy. We've been coaching Foothill. We coached at Foothill, we coached at Miramonte, and now we're coaching together at Highland. But anyways, that's why I made my way over to Highland. So, there's familiarity there with good people. Yeah. So I wanted to be around good men, because when you're around good men, it's always, good things happen. So I wanted to be there with those cats.
Definitely, man. And big shout out to Romero too. I think I know he couldn't make it today. And Jackson, shout out to them, man. I know they're really excited about the season. I'm really excited to have a full season with all you guys, though. I think that's really important. I know right now we're having this compressed season. I just kind of want to get into why do you guys coach? What's what kind of the love for coaching? What's the reason we do this? This isn't. And me and Valdez are talking. This isn't something we do for 30 minutes a day. You got to be committed. I know when we all have shit going on. We all got things on our plate. We could start with Chad. What's your reason for coaching? Why do you love this?
Because I'm crazy. No, coaching is just something that I'll be honest. I went to Foothill back in the day, and I played for Permenter, Coach Permenter. I still keep in touch with that guy, especially anytime he has any internet problems. Man, he always calls me, which seems to be like twice a week, but
more like twice a day.
Yeah, but you know, being coached by him and Coach Ezell in football really got me thinking about, you know, the difference that they made in me as a human and my work ethic and how that was driven, and that how that drove me throughout life. And then every day in my job at work, I coach men. But by the time they come work for me, they're already ingrained in their ways. And so what better way to help develop young men into productive adults than coaching them in a sport? And not to mention, man, I just love sports. So I coach football and basketball, but that's why I do it. And I just, at the end of the day, when you go somewhere and like a kid comes up to you and they're like, "Hey, coach," and, "Oh, hey, how's it going? What are you doing? You know, what are you doing these days?" Maybe I haven't kept in touch with them. "Oh, I just graduated from this college," or I'm a junior at this college, or started working here, you know, or "This is what I'm doing. This is my career. I went to the military and I just got out." And then that just gives you good feelings, because you know that at some point along the way you were a part of that, and you were a part of that. And so if you did something positive in their life, that's why I do it.
What about you, Valdez? Go ahead, Val. You good, my guy?
My fault. You said me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, my fault. Right when you said that, something, my computer blew up and stuff. Okay, my fault. I don't really have nothing fancy with coaching. I mean, I'm still pretty new to it, but you know, me and Romero, we had the same high school basketball coach back at Highland. You know, he's a couple years younger than me, but we both still keep in touch with him. So it's kind of just like how Dawes was touching on. It's that someone where those kids can kind of count on you moving forward. You may not hear from all the time, but you'll see them around. Maybe some of them you'll get phone calls from, or whatever the case may be. But just knowing you're that kind of extension of after they leave high school to kind of do whatever they're going to do in life, and just that support system that kind of builds on and stretches out there. So really it's just kind of be an extra support system and help them out. So just, it's good being around. They give us more than we give them, honestly, even though we put all this time in. It's like that emotional return we get, it's kind of helps you keep going. So it's good.
I love it. What about you, Bryce?
Well, you know, I've played sports my whole life. Never really wanted to leave them. Kind of fell into coaching a youth football team right out of high school. Had a good time, and then I was like, you know what, let's move up. Coach freshman basketball and had a good time. So I'm just here. You know, it's cool to see the changes in kids. And I've had some coaches that kind of killed my love for the game, you know, at a younger age, and I don't want to be that guy, and I don't want them to go through that kind of stuff. So, like, really for me, I just like making sure the kids have a good time, because most coaches, they don't really care about that kind of stuff. They just want to win. Yes. So I'd like to, you know, the reason I coach really is to help change that, "Oh, we have to win or you're not successful" approach.
How about you, Tony?
Well, you hear the common theme. That it seemed to me that we've all been inspired by somebody. So there was a man in our lives, as far as, you know, giving to us, you know, as far as it goes with sports and so forth. But growing up, I mean, I went to 13 elementaries, 1 junior high, and 5 different high schools. I'm pretty sure a lot of people have heard my story. But I felt like sports and athletics in particular kept me out of the being another negative statistic. You know, not to say that I didn't have the capability, or some of our kids don't have the ability or capability to excel in life or anything like that. But you know what? It's easy at that age. They're easily influenced one way or the other. And so I felt like those men gave up time from being with their families and being, you know, doing other things in life, that they gave up time to help mold who I am and what I'm about. So I figured, you know what best way to do a major tribute to them than to go back and pass on the stuff that they've taught me, you know, and to teach other young men to be positive contributors to our community. And Bryce basically touched it on the head, kind of talking about, you know, unfortunately, there's certain teachers and coaches and people out in the world that they're very toxic and negative. You know, a long time ago, for many years, I had this one poem on the side of my desk in my classroom, where it says that the teacher, I have the power to create the climate in the classroom. It's the same way in the football field or basketball court or whatever sport it may be. I have the ability to create the climate on that whatever arena it is. to be a positive situation or be a negative situation where I can humanize or dehumanize a kid. And that's one of the things that I feel like I need to get out there and continue the same legacy that was passed on to me by other men such as Permenter. I didn't play for Permenter, but you know what? I knew him as a grown man, and man, I love that guy. He's one of those type of men that's very infectious, and you believe everything he says. And you know what? I think I've had several kids feel the same way about the way I coach them, even though I look in the mirror and go, damn, dude, why do they believe what the hell I'm saying? You know, when sometimes I don't even believe what I'm saying. But you know what? That's one of the things. And I think the biggest payback or the biggest reward out of this is like Coach Chad Dial said, you know, hey, when they come around, when you see them in 10, 15 years, you know, because I've been at it for 20 some odd years, and you see them and they're like, Coach, you know, what you were talking about back in the days, I get it now. I get it. Or, hey, you know what? I've done this and I've done that, you know, not necessarily because I did it or because I told them, but because they knew in their hearts that they were in the right place at the right time. And so that's kind of the reason, and one of the main reasons that I got into coaching.
Definitely. I love the answers, y'all. I feel like I'm in the same boat as you guys, just trying to make a change in this youth. Because I was in their shoes at one time, too, where I didn't know if I was going to go left or right. And there was a coach like Brad Hall and his brother, and Fifely, believe it or not, at Foothill, just kind of pushing me beyond the limits I didn't know I had, you know? So if I could do that for some of these kids and give them confidence, because some of these kids never had anybody tell you, oh, I'm proud of you, or you kicked ass today. If I could be that guy to tell them that, or I could be that guy to guide them just outside of basketball, that's really why I do it, man. Because I know that we all got stuff going on, but then why do I do it? I love giving back to the next generation. That. And if I could help in any way, it doesn't even matter if it's basketball or it's outside of the court. I want to be able to contribute. I want to be involved too. I think being involved is something I'm really take a lot of pride in. And hours of dedication, but just to get a little bit back, it's worth everything, man. Even today, we were doing those damn the drill at Valdez, the loose ball drills. Just that adrenaline kick we get from drills like that, and have everybody just gets amped up. That's worth it to me. Like that's why I love coaching. Like that's part of those. Like, yeah, I'm glad I came to Highland. Like that's a rush that nothing could buy that type of rush. You know what I mean? Like it's great, dude. I love it. And I think iron sharpens iron. I can really be honest with you guys. I've learned a lot. I know I haven't worked with Bryce a lot, but I know next year I will be working with the Frost Soft team a lot more. But just with with Chad, with Valdez, with Tony, with Smith, with Nick, you guys, and Jackson, you guys have definitely taught me things too. I'm learning every day from you guys. So I think iron sharpens iron, and because I want to take my coaching too. I know I always tell the kids we're here, but why can't we go there? And I feel like that's my coaching too. I'm still at this. It doesn't matter if we got whatever freaking titles we won in the past. That really doesn't matter to me because this is square one now. In my opinion, I'm back at square one. I got to pay my dues. I got to do what I got to do to earn my spot and find my role in this staff. So you guys are really helping me out a lot. You guys are welcoming me, and you guys, that comes from Scott Smith too. I'm sure we all, Scott kind of gives that stamp of approval. I want this guy here. You guys, we all just kind of fall in line, just do what we got to do for the program. And I love that about us. Yeah. I really love it about us. I'm really looking forward to this year. Yeah. Next year too, you guys. I'm really looking forward to that full season where we could really grind and grow and develop at a good pace, not this rushed, compressed space that we are in right now.
Yeah. Right now, it's not about as much growth. Now it's like we gotta learn these few little X's and O's. We'll grow in the opportunities that we have, but we got to get these few little X's and O's together because it's short period game time.
Yeah, well, one of the things I can tell you that I really appreciate about Scott is that he's got his experience in coaching basketball. Obviously, the head guy, but he knows how to utilize his assistants. He knows that we all come in with certain experiences. We all come in with certain knowledge, and he's not afraid to allow us to speak up and say certain things, and that to be honest, it makes it even easier to coach. It makes it more. I'm more willing to come out and I'm pretty sure the other coaches are the same way. They're more willing to come out and participate and give 100% to Smith and to the kids, of course, But because of that, it just makes you feel more appreciated and so forth like that. Because and an end result, your goal, your commitment to why you are there is even solidified. You know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, that's a big shout out to Coach Smith. You know, that's huge. You know, even though I kind of tiptoe around, because again, I know my role as an assistant. I know how to be a good soldier, but at the same time, sometimes the good soldiers have a couple of little wrinkles that they can suggest and so forth like that, which is something that I appreciate. You know, that he's cool with allowing us as assistants to go ahead and throw that in there, because I mean that shows not only growth for the kids, but it shows for growth for the program overall.
I agree 100%. I agree. And I'm looking, like I said, shout out to Scott Smith, man. I'm glad I'm on board. I'm glad I'm here with you guys, a part of the team, and I'm looking forward to all the success. Even if we have some failures, we can learn from those failures, and we're going to progress, I think, as a staff, all 3 levels, and that's something I'm really looking forward to, man.
Yeah, I'll just be honest. Once they said I could get a key to the gym, I was in. So
Like, that was one of the
Hey, bro. Hey, you didn't have to coach. All you had to say was, "Can I have a key to the gym?" That's it.
Yeah.
You would have got it.
Once they said I can go to the weight room whenever I want, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm in there. Let's get it done. I'm in there. But man,
awesome.
I'm glad we put the spotlight on Highland. I know I'm just kind of like I'm just doing little, every coach from whatever program we put them in, just kind of give like a little highlight of the season, just a little bit of love to the program. I'm glad you guys came on, man, and it's an honor to be here with you guys, and an honor to have you guys on the S.T.S Podcast. You guys come back.
Appreciate you inviting us, man.
Appreciate it, y'all.
Yeah, for sure.
This is going to be episode 82, and this is the Highland staff. Big shout out to Valdez, the Dials family, and my guy Tony. You guys are always welcome back, and we'll see how it goes this season. I'm really looking forward to it, you guys.
Yep, for sure.
All right, you guys have a good night.
Appreciate it.
Cool.
Later.
Deuces.